You ever see a grown woman dripping in pink dye and glitter howling beside her ruined Tesla in the middle of a suburban street? Because let me tell you, I have, and I was the one who set the trap. That's not how I imagine my new homeowner fantasy playing out. But hey, dreams have a way of colliding with reality when you've got a villain living across the cul-de-sac. I just moved in all fresh-faced and hopeful, ready to settle into my little slice of peace. I was still unpacking, humming, planning my gardenias, thinking about the porch swing, when she materialized. Picture this helmet blonde hair frozen since '98 white blazer so stiff it could stand up on its own in an expression like she just sucked a lemon that insulted her grandmother. She parked herself right at my property line, hands on hips, staring me down with laser eyes. So I tried the friendly approach. Hi there, just moving in? Nothing. No smile, no wave. She just scanned my porch, my boxes, my paint-splattered sweats, and fired off. We don't want your kind around here. You're bringing down the neighborhood with your loud music and your culture. Yeah, that happened. My jaw practically hit the porch. My kind I managed to stammer. She doubled down, lips curled. This is a respectable community. We have standards. You should have stayed where you belong. Something snapped. Where I belong, I said, is in the house I just bought. So maybe you should take your standards and march yourself right back across your lawn. Her face went storm cloud dark. I walked inside and let the screen door slam behind me, hands shaking. Welcome to the neighborhood, right? But it didn't stop at words. 5 minutes later, I watched her back out her cherry red Tesla, and with a wild swing, she clipped the corner of my brand new picket fence. Crunch. She just kept driving like nothing happened. After that, things got weird. She'd glare at me from behind her curtains. Every time I watered the flowers, I'd feel her eyes. Not even subtle. She was like a cartoon villain ducking away when I caught her. I hired a guy to fix the fence, filed a police report that went nowhere, stray dog excuse. And of course, I had no cameras yet. I just tried to keep living. Then my packages started disappearing. First bamboo cutting boards. Marked delivered but vanished by the time I got home. Maybe a fluke, right next running shoes. Same story. The delivery company shrugged. Must have been stolen. I looked around at our quiet street, and I'll admit suspicion grew like a weed. Could it really be her? It just felt so petty. But it made a sick kind of sense. Not about the stuff, but about control. Every missing package felt like a power move. You don't belong here. So I got smart. Started having deliveries sent to my office. But I slipped up once. A handmade mug gone before I could even touch it. That was it. I called the HOA, thinking maybe there'd be some neighborly mediation. The lady on the phone practically sighed me off the line. Do you have proof she droned? All they could offer was a reminder in the newsletter. I tried the police again, and the officer looked right through me. Unless you have video, all I can do is file a report. That's when I realized, if justice was going to happen, it was up to me. I went full detective. Hours on YouTube researching security cams. I wasn't about to settle for some blurry Sasquatch footage. I wanted 4K motion activated night vision perfection. Set it up above my porch, trained on every inch. Ran a test with a decoy box. Nothing. She was too slick for that. So I baited the hook. Ordered a 30-pound bag of specialty dog food. I don't even own a dog, left it on the porch. And sure enough, caught her on camera. Blazer pants and all, hustling across the street, hauling that bag back to her garage. I watched the clip over and over, heart pounding with a mix of fury and satisfaction. I had her. For a second, I thought about just turning it over to the cops. But what would happen? Maybe a slap on the wrist, a fine. Meanwhile, I'd have an even angrier neighbor, hell-bent on making my life miserable in ways a camera couldn't catch. No, that wasn't justice. I wanted poetic justice. That's when I remembered this glitter bomb engineer on YouTube. Porch pirates open the box, get blasted with glitter and fart spray. I decided fart spray was a little much, but glitter is forever. So I got to work, built a spring-loaded box, filled it with the brightest, most obnoxious fuchsia dye, and a whole sack of iridescent pink glitter. I even put it inside a fake headphone box, weighed it down, printed a shipping label. It looked irresistible. I called it Operation Pink Armageddon. The next morning I set the trap. Watched from my window, nerves like live wires. Hours passed, nothing. Then, right after 2 p.m., her garage door opened. She did her usual, just checking the mail routine, glanced around, then beelined for my porch. Snatched the box, hustled back to her car. And bless her impatient heart, she couldn't wait to see what she'd stolen. Ripped it open in the driver's seat. The explosion was everything I'd hoped for. Pink dye and glitter everywhere. Her hair, her blazer, her face, the pristine white interior of her beloved Tesla. She bolted from the car, shrieking, covered head to toe in pink sludge and sparkles. She looked like a Dr. Seuss fever dream. Neighbors came out to stare. It was frankly a work of art. When she finally realized what happened, she locked eyes with my house, stomped across the street, and tried to scream at me through a mouthful of dye and glitter. "You did this?" she shrieked. I just pointed at my camera. "You mean the package you stole Smile for the video?" She sputtered threats about the police, but the color drained from her face when I told her I had footage of every crime she'd pulled. I thought it was over. But no, the HOA sent a violation letter calling my glitter bomb a hazardous device. She'd filed a complaint. I called furious and let them know I had evidence of her theft, the hit and run, and even the original racist confrontation. The board acted all official, but I knew they were just covering for their own. That's when I realized they were never going to be on my side. The real twist: this thing went viral. I posted the video online, just titled it, "My New Neighbor Welcomed Me." The internet lit up. Suddenly everyone knew about Tesla Karen. News vans on my street, people arguing in the Facebook group. Some folks sided with her, but then her old neighbors chimed in. Turned out she had a history of harassment complaints, even false police reports. That shut down her defenders pretty quick. Then came the lawsuit. Sharon, learned her name at last, hired some fancy firm to sue me for damages and emotional distress. 20 grand. But my lawyer, young, hungry, thrilled to have such a wild case, saw right through it. We're going to countersue. He grinned and bury her with her own crimes. We gathered witnesses' records, even pictures of her supposedly sick grandkids at a water park. So much for the concerned grandma routine. The HOA hearing became a neighborhood spectacle. Sharon gave an Oscar-worthy sob story about her heart condition and trauma. My lawyer played the videos. Her stealing packages, destroying my fence, spewing racist insults. The board went pale. Suddenly, all charges against me were dropped. Sharon, on the other hand, was facing fines, neighborhood shame, and a pending civil suit. But public opinion was the real knockout. The world saw who she really was. Her lawsuit vanished. The HOA flipped sides. Her husband left. Within a month, a for sale sign went up on her lawn, and she disappeared one night, never to be seen again. The silence she left behind was the sweetest music. Now, the neighborhood feels lighter. A new family moved in across the street. Normal, friendly, bringing cookies instead of lawsuits. Frank, my neighbor, called it a community exorcism. I can order packages again. My porch is full of flowers. And every time a delivery sits untouched until I get home, it's a quiet reminder this house is mine, and nobody's taking that from me ever again. So what do you think? Did I go too far? Or was it the justice she deserved? I'm curious. What would you have done if you were in my shoes? Drop your wildest neighborhood story or your take on pink payback in the comments. And don't forget to share your thoughts about what justice really means. Who's up for more coffee?